Hi, welcome to the replay. Let me just make this down here so I don't have to listen to myself blasting. So tonight I'm going to create with this transfer here. So this transfer and this surface are both part of the Black Friday sale right now. So they're at 40% off. So it's definitely a good deal if you want to, especially if you want to just try it out. I did put, I'm sorry for the noise. On Facebook, I did put the cart link. It should pop up, I don't know, somewhere. So, and I'll add it in on YouTube after. But just keep in mind if you're watching this, next week or something, these things are not going to be that price, or they will not be available. The frame should be available, but I can't remember if this one is or not. So the first thing, I'm just going to slide this out of the way. This was a project I did, obviously, for the summer. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube or not. I know I had some trouble for a while getting videos loaded to YouTube, so but this is, I'll just kind of show you as I take it apart, because that's the great thing. You can, create all different projects and just, reuse them. All I used to put this together was someone gave me these little tiny popsicle sticks. So I made, the little popsicles. And I just used this as that kids, is that too bright for Facebook? Hold on. It looks like a little crazy. Oops, nope. Yeah, I just used the craft foam. The kids craft. Oh my gosh, no, I can't get the light to come back on. Oh, well, I think it was a little crazy bright for Facebook anyway. I don't know why it won't come back on. I don't know. That just totally threw me now. So yeah, so it's just, glued those together. I mean, I could use these again. I'm honestly gonna throw them in the trash, because by the time next summer comes around, you think I'll remember where they are. If I want to remake the project, I could just remake it. So now we have this summer left on here. So all I'm going to do is going to just give it a little spray of water. And you could just use a wet paper towel. I mean, I have the spray bottle, so. And I'm just going to let it kind of soak in for a minute. And I have my paste scraper, which just makes quick work of, this is kind of a minimal amount to take off, but, if you're doing something that had a lot of design on it, this is really, really helpful. And then I just have a paper towel, and I'm going to just kind of wipe it up. And it makes just peels the paste right off. I don't know if you can see on the screen. Yeah, I'll kind of tip it so you can kind of see it left like a ghosting mark. It does that sometimes. It goes away. All you do is you just kind of spray it again with water. Now this design has been on here for a long time, but also once you put your new design on, you don't really notice it anymore. Oh, the crazy light might be because this is black. Yeah, that's why. Okay. It doesn't do that on YouTube, but. And then I'm just using a board eraser, and that kind of also helps get rid of it. But again, you won't even, once we put a new design on, you don't even see it. And once this dries too, you can kind of see it where it's wet. And I could see old designs, but I didn't see those designs before. I don't even know if you guys could see it. I could see it all here. It says, I think it says love conquers all, it looks like, but I feel like it just shows up more when it's wet. So I'm just getting the extra water off. So this week in the Black Friday specials, they have, I don't even know, I didn't count how many, but a whole bunch of like this size transfer, which is normally $14.99, and they have them for $8.99. Wow, that was like a, so they're all like 40% off. So that's a great deal. And then there's a couple of surfaces that are on sale. So that's the Sylvie, and I cannot remember how much it is. I'm sorry. And this is actually, disregard what's on it. Another surface that is part of the sale. This, I'm trying to think of how long ago. This went away quite a while ago, but it's a really cute surface. And most size transfers fit on it. So like if we were going to put this one on it, we would just kind of have to, maybe like reconfigure some of these things, maybe take away the shakers or something. And the neat thing about this one is, it's only the one-sided, but it comes with the sawtooth hanger already, which is great. You can create your project and then put it right up on the wall. There used to be some other surfaces that were this kind of material and that were double-sided, and they had to hang with a string. And so if you didn't like that look, like that was a cute look. I always like with that particular surface, anything that's like the bee-related transfers that they used to have, just because of the shape, and you kind of think of, the honeycombs and stuff. Okay, so I know I'm a little off camera on YouTube. I'm just peeling the transfer off the backer sheet. So one side of the backer sheet is shiny, the other side is matte finish. You want to make sure that you're only sticking your transfer on the shiny side. So after we use this and we wash it and let it dry, you want to just make sure that you put it back on that shiny side. And an easy thing to do is to write on the back of it with like a Sharpie marker, just so you know which side to put it on. So I'm just putting a little fuzz on this. Of course, hopefully I don't. That side I think has a little glitter on it. Don't want to put glitter on it. I have like glitter all over my house from all the projects recently that have had the glitter on them. It's like you just can't keep it in one room. Okay, so I just stuck this a couple times. I'm just gonna lay it upside down here for 1 second. So I could see I have like a little bit of fuzz on there, like a little piece of lint rather. I'm not too worried about that because it's not an open area. So now this surface also has the hangers on the back here and here. So you just want to make sure whenever you're doing a project on a surface like this, and I'm saying it because I've done it myself, and it's really annoying when you go and you put, you create this really, nice project, and then you realize that you put it the wrong freaking way. And let me just make sure this is sort of centered. Yeah, it's really, and it always seems to happen when it's like a super detailed project, and I don't know why. It would never be like a simple project that you do it on. So I'm just kind of like pushing it down. I'm not worried again, like out there. I'm just more worried where our image is. And I want to make sure that I don't have any like air bubbles. Or like, so say like that, we wouldn't want that. Because what'll happen is the paste will kind of like just not go the right way on the transfer. It'll kind of like seep underneath it. Okay, so it looks good. And again, you don't have to press it down on the edges. Really, it's just where our design is. So I have a couple of colors here. I did in the cart link put a couple of colors in paste packs. So like if you were interested in, you know, in getting some, you didn't have to get like full containers of paste. However, at the moment, there's not a ton of colors available. A couple of them are out of stock. Quite a few actually are out of stock. But I put like, let's see, I definitely put this peony in there. And I don't even remember the other two. But just to kind of give you, you know, just to give you an idea, I think I'm actually going to use, and I'm just going to stir these up. You just want to make sure that, you know, your paste hasn't separated, or if it's like brand new, sometimes just in shipping or like as it sits before it ships, it kind of just separates, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But just want to mix it well. Sometimes, especially with the older paste, you need to add a little bit of water. Just I don't know. I'm like trying to think of a good way to say. Like, you want it to be kind of like cake batter, like that kind of consistency, or yogurt. However, some of mine, because they are like pretty, I don't want to say pretty old, but I don't know. I tend to use the same colors all the time. So then I have other colors that I don't use as frequently. And some of those, like, I need to give them a little extra water. So I'm just kind of resting the covers back on. And I always, when I mix up my paste, I always start with the lightest color and work to the darkest. Because, I mean, yeah, I could use different little things to stir each one, but then that's just like more stuff to wash. So that's how I like to go. And like this one has always been a little bit kind of, I don't know, I want to say like a little chunky, but it doesn't have like crumbles in it. Like, it's not like dry chunky. It's just, it's like a little bit different consistency, but it works just fine. You just want to make sure whenever you add water, you just add the tiniest bit. Don't, you know, put this under your faucet and add water that way. You really should be using distilled water, which is like pretty cheap. I have like a big, I don't know, I guess it's a gallon. It seems like bigger than a gallon, but and I've had the same one for like quite a while. I use a spray bottle because I feel like you can kind of control it better. I mean, Chalk Couture has a spray bottle, but just like a fine mist spray bottle. And same with this one. This one's like a little chunky. It's like just thicker or something. I don't know. Like over the years, they've had different times at the, like they've, you know, I guess probably perfecting the recipe. Different, I don't know, different kind of consistencies with the paste. This one's just a little thicker, but it works just fine. Okay, so now we have to decide where we're going to put our different colors. So I was thinking the word love, we'll kind of do a little blending technique with the two, with the pink and the currant jam. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. And then we'll do like our salt shakers on gray, and then we'll do the rest of it in white. So I like to line up my colors kind of to the side. Now, I mean, I'm working upside down just so you guys can have a better view, but that way, you know, that way I know which way to, you know, I don't grab the wrong color. Not that that would stop me. And then I just have a couple of squeegees here. Same thing. I try to minimize how many squeegees I use because honestly, I just hate washing them. And I know that's like so stupid, but it's just, I don't know. And I have ones that I even like cut apart and made even smaller. It's just, I like having a little variety of. All right, so we're gonna do, as we go, we're going to kind of lift our sections. So I'm gonna do this part and I'm gonna lift it just so that we can, I don't want to say take our time, but you know. And I am going to like put my finger right here where that salt is, because I have a tendency to just, you know, but you could use the, you know, the placement tape. So you could put like a little piece of that on there. But I just, if I was doing the ink, I would definitely use the placement tape, because that would, you know, once you put the ink, there's no going back. I feel like usually you do a mistake like that when you are like, you know, when it's your last little part you're doing. Okay, let me just get some of these, like this little messy stuff I got all over the place here. And I guess technically we would do one of these as salt and one as pepper, but then it's like not like if I did pepper, it's not really gonna show up on the board. So we're gonna do both of them as with the white. I just want to make sure you got the whole surface. I don't know if it's just the light or if I missed things. And then I'm just going to carefully peel it up. And I want to make sure that I'm peeling from the middle of the transfer so that I don't stretch it. So this transfer, I've actually never used it before, so it's a little bit, it's like extra sticky. I'm just going to kind of let go of it for a second. If you wanted to, you could take a hair dryer or a heat tool or something like that and dry this. It's not really necessary if you just kind of give it, you know, give it a second. With the new paste, the paste does take longer to dry, so you could kind of do this whole project without doing this, but I'm using some old paste as well, so okay. And the other thing, if you are going to use like a heat tool to, sorry, like notifications popping up on my phone. You want to be really, really careful to keep it away from your transfer, because I will tell you, it will just like sizzle. Like it'll just, if you point it in that direction, it will just cook it up. Okay. So now I'm just going to like lay the transfer back down. Oops. Okay. So really all we care about here is this. Okay. And then our little, we'll just kind of do that. Where our little, and then just make sure anywhere we lifted it, we kind of get it back down. So I'm just kind of hitting all those spots again. Okay, now we're going to close up the gray. I feel like I'm like holding my breath. I don't know. It's like, okay, so now we're going to move on to the white. How did I get that? Like hit the area we already did. And like, oh my gosh, oops. See, we lost Facebook for a second. Didn't see me mess up, so that's good. So Facebook is telling me reconnecting. So hopefully they're there. All right, got our little salt. And we'll just call it white pepper. Okay. And now I'm just kind of cleaning up the transfer. I don't know how I got so much on here. And I'm not applying a ton of pressure because I don't want to like move any little air bubbles. And you'll know you have air bubbles when you almost hear it. Sounds like Rice Krispies. Okay. So now we'll do the same thing again. We're just carefully peeling up. Sometimes you know, when you do this method and you lay it back down, you might lose a little part of your design. Like if you kind of don't lay it down exactly how you had it. Okay. I'm sorry, you have like a terrible view. And I have like a little spot that right here, I touched white through. So I just wiped it away with my finger since it was still wet. Okay. You know what? Maybe I will dry this. Hold on. Let's see. Let me just put, I'm sorry, this is a terrible view into this book. You're just looking at a super close-up of the transfer. So I'm just going to put my backer sheet down, and then I'm going to lay the transfer like on it. So that way the paste that's on that, I can't even talk. The paste that's on the transfer isn't going to get all over my frame, and it's just one more thing to clean up. Okay, so you could see right here. Like, we're not going to see that because we're going to put something else over it. But I just, only because this is a, you know, the writing is, I don't want to like misalign it and then pull it back up. So now I'm going to use my heat tool. So I'm going to apologize for the noise. And I'm going to point it away from the transfer. Especially with this, because the heat tool does get really hot. So even though this is like a craft heat tool, it still gets pretty hot. And even like just putting your hand there, so you're not putting that air, that super hot air right to the transfer. Because the transfer is just like a water-soluble, like plastic type of material. I'm not really exactly the hand makeup of it, but it is water-soluble. That's why you don't want to soak them, because it'll just like dissolve. And it's just to be like more, I shouldn't say plastic, because I don't even know if it is. They may just spreading rumors. So I'm just going to pull the heat tool away for a second. Sorry. I'm going to pull the heat tool away for a second just because I could feel the surface is getting really warm. I don't want it to get warm down where the transfer is sticking. And I can still see there's like parts that are still wet. I'm always leery to do that. But so let me just get it for like just another couple seconds. Okay. So I just got like, well, I think it's a great idea, but so how I took these little off of the project that was on here, the little letters that I had on the foam, that would have been really cute to do the salt and pepper shakers on the foam. So that it would have given it like a little like two-dimensional. Thank you. Too bad. Okay. So, all right. So it's not like, I'm not going to say it's like 100% dry, but it's not going to like, it'll be fine. Okay. So now we want to just lay it down. And again, remember, we only care about the bottom. And we're just like letting it sit there. So, and the other thing, I should have said it before I put it down. You want to make sure before you stick your transfer back down that your surface isn't, you know, don't like pull the heat tool away and then, you know, put it down, because it might make it more difficult to come up. Or might ruin it. I'm not sure. I just know don't do it. Okay. So we saved this part for last because this is going to be the messy part. So let's see. I'm going to just pull this a little closer to me to make it easier. I'm going to just actually just turn it like this. And make sure, let's see if you guys can all see. Okay, so I have my two colors here. And I'm just going to take, and you could add the white in if you wanted to. I'm just going to take my little scooper here, and I'm just going to put a couple little dabs of color. And you can go in the open spots, you can go to the side. You can, do a lot of one color. Sometimes the uglier and scarier it looks when you go to do this, that's when it actually comes out the best. Now, I'm really bad. I always just, I don't really wipe my little squeegees off or that stuff. Well, when I'm going in similar tones of colors and that kind of thing. All right, I'm just kind of squiggling this all over. And of course, like, just be careful that you're not, going up in that part up above. All right. And just try not to use too much because you don't want to like waste your paste. We can always go back and add a little bit more if we need to. And now we're going to take a squeegee and we're just going to kind of go in all different directions. But what I was going to say was you don't want to do too much because, like, whatever you put down here, you're not going to put this back in your container. Sometimes when I have extra containers, I will go and save, like, I'll save some colors, but it's kind of not really like practical. All right, now so we kind of like mixed it around. You can like, I don't want to say wet your finger. Maybe you could use your finger if you want. But don't have your finger be like dripping wet. It'll kind of give it like a little bit of a different look. And if it's too, pink in one spot, you can kind of push some of the other color. And then I'm just going to wipe the color off on a paper towel. I actually made a really pretty color too. So a couple of projects ago that were on this exact surface was only because I could see in the very beginning, I could kind of see that oh my gosh, I can't even, the ghosting mark that was there. And it was, let me tell you, if you saw my face when I was doing the live, I was like, oh, this is going to be freaking ugly. It actually turned out really pretty. I used all all different colors. It was so pretty. So we're just so we missed a little part right there. It's the only thing when you do this technique, sometimes you can't see where if there's a spot you've missed. So if you kind of pull it up slowly, then you can lay it back down and touch up the spot. Oops. Oh my gosh, I missed like a bunch. I think because I'm like at like an awkward angle and it's like stretched out away from me. Normally I would have it a little closer to me. Hopefully we got all that heart. Oh my gosh, what the heck? It's like, what am I, drunk? Okay. And then we're just going to carefully, even though this part is already done, we're just going to be careful because it is kind of laying back on it. Oh, I just killed a gnat. Oh my gosh, these little freaking gnats are driving me nuts. Like they're almost all gone. But as soon as it started getting colder, they started coming in the house. It was like driving me nuts. Because then when I go live, I think they're attracted to the lights in here. Because I could be in here without all the lights on, and I don't see any of them. And as soon as I put the lights on to go live, they're just all over the place. Okay, so there is our project. So, and I'll just show you what I just did. Not on purpose. I just got paste all on the edge of it. But that's the good thing. You could use paper towel. I'm just going to use a board eraser that is a little bit wet. And I'm just going to wipe it right off. Now, if that had dried, especially with a color like some of the colors that are more pigmented, might stain. But all right, so that is our project for tonight. And you could use this for Valentine's Day if you really wanted to. But all right, thanks so much for watching and enjoy your night. Let me just end everything. Okay.